reasons and for supply capping reasons.
Ooh. And by going down with that micro.
That was just poor play right there. You can see the Terran player just looks like his army is way outmatched right now. 5 infestors, 15 roaches, 6 hydralisks. There's only 7 tanks. It's like an interesting push through the middle right here.
Yeah. With 4 tanks, you really can't do much because Zerglings will counter tanks, infestors will counter tanks, and roaches kind of do okay against tanks and generally mech units. I think this is a very dangerous play right now by the Terran player.
Yeah, I would really like to see him move out with a more stable, more well-rounded force than just 4 tanks. That's something that, well, they're bringing up some more troops. And this is really aggressive. As soon as you see that creep, you know that your opponent might see you, so you got to be really careful there.
Yeah.
It looks like the Zerg player is moving in. You can tell the Zerg player knows exactly what's going on right here. That is just way too aggressive for the Terran.
Yeah, the Terran player is right now out of position. His tanks are right in the middle of the Zerg player, and the infestors are just capturing all or taking control of all the siege tanks.
Yeah, this neural parasite is just not looking good for the Terran.
I feel like the Terran player should have put the bunker in the front and let the tank in the back take position and take out all the Zerg forces with the bunker blocking it. And now the Terran is in a little bit of trouble here. Actually, 3 tanks is not good enough to stop this force here.
Yeah, this is a huge force. So that unit count, you see 80 to 126. Painuser is really in a lot of trouble, even though he has this nice area effect damage from these tanks. Yeah, and as soon as those infestors see those units, they just capture them, destroy their own buildings with them. It's just not good. I do not know if Painuser is going to survive.
Yeah, it's looking grim for the Terran player. Right now, his expansion is vulnerable as well as his main. There's really not much the Terran player can do.
Yeah, this you can see that army size 126 to less than 70 right now. And he's getting a Thor. I don't know why he's getting Thors right now. With the neural parasite just working his tanks, you'd think he wouldn't get a Thor especially.
Yeah, I think he feels like he needs to put his armies in good use, so he got a Thor.
You can see on the income they're still relatively the same. Just the Zerg has a lot more gas because he's got, you know, a 3rd full expansion going right now. But the Terran's not in too bad of an income position. Just has to make better army choices right now.
I think a couple of air units would help the Terran player a lot, especially a couple of Banshees. Good scan, and there's a,
see this tank down here just bombarding those guys. This is really hard to push up a Terran map. And it looks like he's countering those infestors really well with those tanks in the back.
The tank's just taking out the 3rd player units.
Oh, wow. See, that brought the armies much more in line with 80 to 110 as opposed to, you know, 120 to 70.
The moment a Terran player has position on you, it's never a close fight because Terran's position is the most important thing. And at that battle, Terran had the best choke. He had a Thor in the front, he had 3 tanks in the back. There's really not much you can do unless you take out the Thor, but there's not enough damage in units.
Yeah, as a Zerg player, you should really just stay back, build up, look for some Doom drops in the back or get some mutas to harass. Just really contain that player and then push out later once you've got a huge advantage. And I don't know what the Terran player is doing right now. This is way too aggressive of a push.
Yeah, and the Zerg player can see him. And right now, he's lost his tank and he's getting tanked. He's cooking his Viking.
Yeah, there are just way too many neural parasites going on right now.
I'm going to move my Thor. It's not going to work.
Wow, and it looked like he could have made a comeback, but I really don't think he has anything left right now.
I personally feel like I would like to keep those tanks because they're just amazing.
Yeah, just keep one infestor around here with your tank neural.
Yeah. And then like you start ledging the Terran base, you know.
Yeah, it looks like those tanks are really the key to the Terran's defense. I don't know if 2 Thors are going to be able to hold this off. Oh wow. That is a nice group of 12 infestors. You have way too much gas if you have 12 infestors. And I do not know why this Terran player never got a ghost to just EMP those fools. Yeah, when the Zerg has 2 Thors, you know it's a good game.
I think the Terran player has a bad unit mix and because of lack of scouting mainly, because he didn't see his infestation pit and he just went straight factory tech. Yeah, that's kind of why he kind of lost the game, or one aspect of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that made the Terran player lose the game was when he tried to push through this middle with those tanks.
Yeah, if you position his tank in the back of the bunker instead of in the front of the bunker, that would have been a different battle, you know, because it would be so much harder for the infestors to get through the tanks. And bunkers is just there to block the roaches from coming in, and that's, you know, bunkers have 350 life.
See, the Zerg is already reacting right here to this move, and
yeah, he sieged his tank right there. That would be difficult for the Zerg player, but he moved out in front of it. I'm not sure. That's just a little poor play by the Terran player.
Yeah, you have all this range over here. You got to utilize that. Don't get those tanks in too close. These neural parasites never would have gone down like that if the tanks would have been sieged back here with some coverage in the front. I think that was the biggest ticket to the Terran player losing the game. And then if he could have moved his defense back and established it over here at a better choke point than just right here, because he's not even utilizing his choke. He's letting the guy come out of the choke before hitting the tanks.
I put a barrack there just so there's something to block.
Yeah, a tip you can use in a battle where you're somewhat outnumbered like this is you can fly a barracks over your units to hide them, or you can fly it forward and have it absorb some damage, because if the barracks taking damage, your units aren't taking damage, your units can do more damage, and then the battle might turn in your favor.
Yeah, roaches have a short attack range, so they may just attack the barrack.
Yeah, they only have that range of 3, so, you know, leverage your range. Every Terran unit in the game has a longer attack range than the roaches. That's not counting SCVs for anyone who's going to count that.
Yeah. Well, that's a good game, guys. I enjoyed casting this.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. And if you want anything else, go to the youtube.com/user/the UENTV, where we hope to have more tips and commentaries for you guys at all the time.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.